Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. Okay, so before we get started, we did say that we were going to be having a giveaway, and we do. So if you want to be in with the chance to win yourself an Avenger Titan starter package, then all you need to do is get commenting on this and every video in the month of April for your chance to win. And don't forget that you can comment. One unique comment per video will count towards the giveaway. So the more videos you comment on, the better. So good luck to everyone, and we can't wait to give that away to one of you lucky sons of bitches. And I think that's it, so let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Roma, and it says, shooting range, please add them to the game. And this one's pretty self-explanatory. Roma just wants them to add in the shooting galleries that you actually see in Inside Star Citizen videos. So put them in the game, let us have infinite bullets. He doesn't say that, but that's what we want. And let us go to town to test these weapons out. What do you think?
Yes. There's not really much else to say.
It's a no-brainer.
I think a good place for them to put this would be within Star Marine. When the Theatres of War thing comes on, I think a shooting gallery like this would be quite beneficial to basically everyone, so they can try out what kind of weapons they like to use. And I think Star Marine would be a good place to sort of house this little module.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think that testing the guns out in a real world situation is good, so obviously you can try them out in Star Marine and all that kind of stuff, but you know, if you want to actually kind of get into the minutiae of the weapons, you know, figure out the recoil without having to like track a moving target and all that sort of stuff, I think it's a really good idea, and I don't see why this would be difficult. They've already got it. It doesn't have to look pretty, you know. I mean, if you play any VR game, barring a couple, the majority of the times when you're in the training area, it is a wireframe piece of shit because it doesn't need to be anything else really. So yeah, I like this.
It would also help as well if you got full access to all the attachments, so you can play around with the setup of your weapon as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have to worry about going around, flying around trying to pick up every single piece of attachment, then yeah, jump in here, hit the weapon how you like, see how it feels, change it as you go.
Yeah, job done. Cool, so that brings us neatly on to our next post, which is from Major Nash, and it says, this was an issue in 2000. It shouldn't be an issue in 2020. Now you can see by the image, he's talking about field of view. So it's for both for regular aim down sight and zoomed in, so when you're using a sniper scope. And I did a little real world test, it made me cry. So if you imagine from those pictures, the top image is him aiming down sight, basically standard. So essentially that gun is at arm's length and he's aiming down sight. What you actually see in there is either he's got some messed up eyes or he's literally pulled his hands back to his chin to aim down sight, which would just be ridiculous. You'd end up losing your teeth. And it gets worse when you actually use a you know, any kind of sight. It's ridiculous, and other games have fixed this now. You know, a lot of VR games don't zoom in like that anymore. Why can't they get it right in these sorts of games? It's mental.
The problem is it's kind of like a baked-in feature that everyone uses, so everyone uses it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. You know, you got your big FPS games like your COD and your Battlefield, and they all do it, unfortunately. So everyone else feels like they have to, because that's what people are used to now. But yeah, you're right. It does look a bit odd, and hopefully they can come up with a better way of doing it.
Yeah. I mean, firing a gun is hard. You know, it just is. It takes a lot of skill. And I think a lot of people, when they see a movie and these guys are just going pow pow and just shooting everyone, barely even looking. If you've ever, you know, tried to fire a gun, it's really hard, and it takes a lot of practice. So, as we said earlier, a practice room would be amazing. And then, yeah, if we all got used to the right way of shooting a gun, you know, eventually it will phase out all this fake zoom, or like that picture shows, which is hilarious. He's like got this extended neck, which I love. So yeah, it could be phased out quite easily. I just think that a lot of people would moan because it's not easy mode anymore.
Yeah. I mean, Star Citizen actually does a fairly good job. They've actually got the camera in the head. Whereas a lot of shooters, even Battlefield, I noticed this a lot on Battlefield, where the camera is actually in the chest or something like that.
Yeah.
And you get these situations where you're like hiding behind a bit of cover or something, and someone shoots you in the head, and you're just like, how?
Yeah.
I wasn't peeking or anything. But it's because the camera isn't exactly where you think where the head is, basically.
Yeah, it's what I call nipple cam.
Nipple cam.
It's utterly ridiculous, and a lot of games fail at this, and you can tell immediately if you've got nipple cam, because if you go and stand next to your friend, they're taller than you, but yet if you stand next to them, you're taller than them, and it makes no sense because your camera's in your nipple. And so yeah, it's such a stupid thing that games have kind of adopted over time, and just like you said, it's made it the norm, and for some reason we can't move away from it. But at least Star Citizen has kind of managed to push back towards an actual eye cam, not gone any stupider like bollock cam or something. So well, I think we've just made up a new camera system.
Yeah, I want to see that
cam.
Big dong slapping you in the face as you're running around.
Yeah. They're like, what is that swinging in my what? Oh no. Oh dear. Dongus obscurus. Oh dear. Right. Okay, so next up we've got a post from Binary02, and it says, CIG, please dim the cockpit canopy when facing a star. We've complained about the cockpit canopies quite a lot over the years of doing this Spectrum drama, and we will continue to do so basically until they get it right. Current state, yes, I think a lot of the ships aren't quite as scratchy as they used to be with the canopies, but there is still this massive problem where you face towards any kind of light source and it becomes brighter than anything you've ever seen before, and it's ridiculous. And we did talk about like a dimming cockpit or something. I mean, can you think of any logical reason why they've just let this go? Do you think it is just they're just going, good enough?
No, not really. I think it's just a bit of oversight on their part. Even though the community's kind of screamed about this for years now, they just haven't bothered doing anything about it. But yeah, they need to come up with some kind of polarization filter for all glass. Every single piece of glass in the universe needs this. And like I say, people have been screaming about this for years, so I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Resources, I guess, but I mean, you wouldn't think it would be that difficult to put in. Yeah.
I mean that's the thing. I mean, we've said this 100 times, and we'll say it 100 times more. We are not game developers, so we don't understand the ins and outs of how these things work a lot of the time. We've got a good idea, a good understanding, but when it comes to the science, we don't know. But yeah, when you look at something like this, you think it should be straightforward to just darken a canopy when it knows there's light coming in. Because basically that whole thing of having polarization plus essentially transition lenses for your cockpit, that's what we need. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be that much, but maybe because it is such a big overhaul because of the number of ships, the different types, like size of canopies. I know glass wrap and all that stuff has an effect, so each canopy's glass acts slightly differently than the other one, and so yeah, it is complex, but come on, let us see. Cool, so last up we've got a post from Cassian Harcroft, and it says MAGA. Sorry, just throw up in my mouth a little bit. Make ArcCorp great again. Terrible reference, but yes, this is it's a good post. Basically, if you look at some of the images that were found on ArtStation, they show a more green, a more luscious ArcCorp, and I think what Cassian's hoping for is that when they do the next iteration, they can do a pass on ArcCorp to kind of maybe put some of these like parks and public green spaces in, that kind of stuff. I don't see why not, and I'm sure that is part of their plan, and I'm pretty confident they've talked about it, have they not?
Yes, they have. They were talking about looking at implementing sort of sky gardens and what do you call it when the building's kind of wrapped in greenery, foliage stuff. Yeah, they did kind of mention it, and it is on their mind to do. You would kind of hope that they would have put this in the first place, but maybe they just wanted to get the first version just out the door. Yeah. Because it was probably taking them a bit of time by that point. Yeah, hopefully they do revisit it. It's definitely not the time to do this now, though.
No, definitely not. I think there's so much more important stuff to do, and this is definitely a nice to have. And I mean, you know, if you scroll down through the post, you'll see there's other things they've talked about. You know, the atmospheric processes and all this kind of stuff. And they've got you know, even silly little things like images of like fancier trains and hover trains and all that stuff. So it's all very cool, but I think that it's all future stuff, a couple of years future stuff, before we get maybe, I don't know, maybe like Planet Tech version 5 or something. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think ArcCorp even got changed in the version 4, because technically it's not using the Planet Tech. It's I don't know what you call it, building tech, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe when we get to building tech version 2 or 3 we might get this, but yeah, we don't need this now. It is not essential. We have a lot more pressing things we need, like gameplay.
Yeah, could do a bit of gameplay. Okay, so there you have it, folks. That is all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative or amusing. And if you did like them, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And don't forget to let us know your opinions on these posts in the comments section below. We always love to hear from you guys. We like to get that kind of cross-section of Star Citizen. So yeah, let us know what you think. And that is pretty much it. So don't forget to get commenting for your chance to win that Avenger Titan game package. Most awesome ship in the game. If you don't want to win that, you are mad. I think that's fair, don't you?
Yeah.
So pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. So get commenting, and thanks very much everyone for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.